Yeah, I mean, I have had the concern before when pitching for a project where they're looking for someone to build a site or whatever, that I'm at a disadvantage being an individual. I just think a lot of people have this bias. I want to hire an agency. They have a dozen people on staff because they're probably more reliable. Or if someone gets hit by a bus, they can hand it to somebody else or whatever their concern is. But as we've talked about before, I know a lot of times now, especially these so-called agencies online who have all this staff, they're not staff. They're just people that they work with the way that we all work with each other sometimes.
Yeah.
So it's sort of,
I know that's a
subcontract
fact
people.
because I was on the team page of at least two different agencies at different times of as an independent contractor. I was not solely employed by them. I worked with them and they asked me, can we put you on the team page? And I was like, sure.
Yeah.
Because
sure.
I'm working with you. I'm on your team, but I don't work for you. I'm working with you. And I think
No, I
that's...
know, but if it gets
that's an
them
important
more
difference.
projects and if they rely on you...
And
it
that's
gets
why
them
I
more
went with it,
projects.
because it's going to help. It helps me to be on there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I once worked with a client years ago who subcontracted me to build a site for one of their clients, and they wanted me to contact them back and forth, so they weren't a middleman. They're like, you just speak to the client yourself. But they said, we're going to set up an email address for you, Mike at the name of their company,
Yeah,
as
I've
if
had
I
that a few
worked there.
times.
And I had to reach out to them through that one. So some people are like really stickler about that kind of stuff.
They want to white label you, basically.
Yeah, I mean, when on my website now, it says when a project calls for it, I sometimes work with subcontractors that to provide support for programming, illustration, writing, whatever. I say something like that. So I'm very clear that, look, it's not always just me, but I try to promote, one of the things I say in my proposals is the person who wrote this proposal is a person you'll be working with. Because I know a lot of people have a proposal writer on staff. I've actually seen that title. And I can't imagine being a client, getting a proposal from a company. Okay, this is great. Let's hire them. And then that guy's like, okay, they've hired us. Go you guys. Do your work. And then now this client has to deal with people who've never, who weren't involved in pitching for the project. And they don't know what I don't know. I think it's a little shifty to be doing it that way. But whatever agencies want to do, I guess.
I think for a larger agency, it makes sense. If they're doing a lot of proposals, because Mike, you know how difficult it is to write a proposal.
Yeah.
When you're writing a proposal, you're not making money because you're not actually working.
Yes.
So an agency that if they have the space for it, or they hiring a proposal writer makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, I really like the idea of listen, I wrote the proposal. I know what I'm agreeing to. I know what services I'm offering you, and you will get them. It's not going to be a surprise to whoever is building that thing,
Yeah, that is
I'm the one that said
brilliant. That is brilliant, and you should include that and make it bold and shout it out to the world.
Yeah, it is bold in there, for sure.
But could you do that without laughing?
Oh,
yeah, right. Did I say?
Hey, I could do it without changing the world.
Next time someone asks me what I do, I'm just going to read one of my entire proposals. I say, let me pull this proposal out and tell you exactly what I do.
Jesus, just
Here's what I did for
make
this
sure
client.
we've got a fresh round before you start that, please.
Yeah. Right.
Drinks on Mike next time we're at the pub.
Yeah.